All right, gang. Hello. Welcome to Tuesday's Table Talks. I am your host, Mantra Lotus,
And Tigra,
with
Tiggy'd
Tiggy
Productions.
Pink Productions. Yeah, even though I didn't do my introduction. I'm Mantra Lotus with the Loose Woman Sanctuary, and we have a very special guest today. I'm telling you, who is freaking awesome. He came when we needed him. He's always there. This is Ali Moseia with, you could, explain with I Karate and
Yeah. So I'm with I Karate Club, 7th degree black belt in American Kempo, and thank you for being on the show. I have my. Sorry.
let's make sure, I'm sorry, 1 second. Let's make sure the sound is on good. I think we might be having some issues. I don't see the light.
Hey, on my dog.
Right. Just keep on talking.
All right.
Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
You're fine.
Okay. I
Wait a
just need
minute.
to speak up.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the way. 1 second. Let me find the stream.
Thank you guys for bearing with us.
Okay, we should be straight on the volume. Okay, maybe we'll just talk loud. Let me make sure. 1 second, guys. I know y'all sick of seeing my face all in the screen every time. Don't laugh. Yeah, this mic isn't hooked up, so I don't know why, but that's okay. There's something get hooked. So silly. It's not hooked. And I'm in the other camera. You all can talk.
Oh. Yeah. So again, my name is Ali. Well, they call me Karate Ali. I got that name a while back. Is that loud enough?
That's great.
Okay, cool. So again, I got a 7th degree black belt in American Kempo, and I go around to different schools with different programs that we have, after school programs. We teach about safety and awareness, the secrets of meditation, and we just do a lot of different things in the community. And we actually just got, and this is off the subject of martial arts, but we just got an opportunity. We got a play March 3rd and 4th. It's called Different Shoes, and it deals with multiple personality disorders.
Oh, wow.
So, you know how, like, you can have, let's say my name's Ali, and then I get put under stress, and then I create another character
They can deal with
that's
that
David,
stress.
but this character has high blood pressure, the other one has diabetes, and it's the same person.
Yeah.
So it gives a lot of these outbursts we're seeing in, like, public community things that are going on. It deals with this disorder.
Okay.
You know,
Where is
so
this play going to be held?
it's going to be held at the Grand Center Arts Academy,
Oh, beautiful.
March 3rd and 4th, and we have the tickets that just went available today.
Oh, nice.
On the Grand Arts.
The Grand Center Arts
Arts,
Academy.
that's where you purchase the tickets as well?
Well, you can purchase them. Actually, we have a link. I think it's through Square app, and we've got a link on our page, iKarate Club. And if you go there and go to our bio, you can click on that link, and they're $25 in advance, 35 at the door, and then 25% of the proceeds go towards the students at Grand Center Arts Academy.
Awesome.
Yeah, to help their program and stuff. So it's pretty. We just found that out, so I wanted to start talking about that because that was pretty exciting for me.
We'll make sure to put the link in the comments later as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So thank you for having me on
So
the
tell
show.
me more about, so you say you go to certain schools, is it
Mhm.
inner city schools, county, or do you try to go anywhere that's needed, or?
I go anywhere that's needed. They call
Okay.
me. So the most recent school I did was Riverview High, and I
Mm.
went over there and did a demo with some of the students. It was funny because the students are always challenging, you know. So there's a sweet, like, balance between, you know, taking over the situation, controlling it, and also keeping myself safe, because they always trying to prove me wrong, right? So,
Naturally, right?
Karate Man. So we went over there and did a demo. It was fun, and I was trying to show them how to deal with multiple attackers.
Mm.
So we talk about with multiple attackers, the main thing is, you know, it's a dangerous situation. It's life-threatening when there's more than one person.
Mhm.
But the main thing you have to realize, you don't want to get caught in the middle. So you want to pick, like, the person you're going towards and go that direction. And even if you get defend or you get struck, move it that way. Because stuck in the middle, you're in a lot of trouble.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I went and did that, and the kids came up and they said, "Well, what if we surrounded you like this?" I said, "Okay, well, what you gonna do then?" I looked at the principal. They always give me the go ahead to basically do what I want at the schools, you know,
Oh,
because
wow.
the kids are gonna do what they want.
Right.
So,
Right. I'm sure it keeps you on your toes too.
it keeps me.
So,
I'm
right, you
constantly
learn.
just kind of just taking
Learn
walks,
different
staying
techniques,
loose
too.
and stuff, and trying to
Oh
get
my
my students so they can do what I'm doing.
Wow.
So if a school wanted to reach out to you, do they just go to your website?
Yeah, so if they go to the iKarate Club website, they can reach out. And we also have info@ikarateklub.com. That's our email address. And our program is called the Scholars and Warriors Program.
Mm.
So it just emphasizes this is the scholar and this is the warrior. The scholar always sits above the warrior. So you use critical thinking and you can outsmart the person, the warrior, just by using your common sense. And that's dealing with the self-defense, so. With the women, we try to empower them to understand that it's not about size. It's just about recognizing and being aware of your environment. You know, you got all type of things, hairspray, all type of things they can use for weapons. You know?
Okay, and yeah, well, I definitely want to go more in depth with that. I'm interested on, especially since I do, run a women empowerment group in my organization. Specifically, was started from domestic violence. So certain techniques and a lot of women and clients that I have, we speak on how to, like you said, I guess dealing with the mental aspect of no fear first, and I noticed specifically for me, since I am a domestic abuse survivor, but one of the issues that I've had is to actually feel comfortable in hitting or feel comfortable even defending myself, because you have this fear that, I'm not, in a sense, and I kind of wrestle with it too, being as women and girls, how we're taught, how, there's a discrepancy and difference as to what we're taught, to do. So we're not fighting or hitting or, anything like that, which in a sense defending, no, don't do that, be nice, give hugs, give kisses, be gentle, be sweet, be kind, So even having that initial response of how to defend, how to protect, and knowing that it's okay and it's safe, that if you have to use, bodily force or use that, that's okay, So
Absolutely.
Teaching that or having that awareness as women, and also with the past or background, I think sometimes is I'd like to know more, like skills, how and techniques to get past that.
Yeah,
mental block.
And it is a mental, and that's
Yeah.
that's what we teach the scholar and the warrior, because you mentally, I can teach you all the techniques in the world, but if you don't mentally have the awareness and the agility to be able to do it, then it doesn't really matter. You can know a lot, and then it takes the courage. I mean, it's just a natural thing. So one of the main things I tell people in dealing with martial arts is you got to make sure you breathe. What's the first thing that happens? Somebody comes in that door and we hear, a shotgun, and we hear that, we are gonna go, right?
Mhm.
That's the worst thing you can do.
Mm.
Because when you go here now, your movement is restricted to how much breath you got. You don't have any breath because you took your breath.
Mhm.
So the meditation, the martial arts, moving, when you punching, breathing out, it unifies mind, body, and spirit to the point to where it becomes a memory for you. It doesn't become something to where you have to remember what to do. It's like a muscle memory. So, when you walk, if you trip, you don't have to think about how far you have to fall. You just respond.
Mhm.
And that's what you want to do with the martial arts. And so I don't think a lot of people realize how mental it is more than even physical. So that's a good point to hit. And so the first thing I would tell people is to make sure you breathe. And so you got to practice your meditation so that you can retrain and reprogram your body how to breathe properly. You know what I mean? Of where it maximizes your life. So if something or someone was to come in, the first thing you want to do is breathe out. And it's a natural reaction. Somebody comes in, but you've just taken all your opportunity. You know what I mean? You can still make it, but now you got to and then go run and then start running. So just meditating in general puts you in control of your breath, and it puts you in a place mentally to where it gives you the strength that you need to execute the karate, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And I come from an opposite spectrum from what Mantra was speaking, also a domestic abuse survivor, but I'm a big fighter. So my thought process is the opposite. Like, how do I use my mental to get out of, that mode? Because I need to think, because sometimes if you're fighting first, you're not thinking and you could lose. So you want to use your brain and have the right thought process before you attack. So tell me about that aspect.
Okay, so these are the things we want to work about. Okay, when you're looking at defending yourself, let's just look at what stops objects, things, people, animals, whatever moving forward. I look at, as far as human beings, if they can't stand, they can't fight as well. If they can't breathe, they can't fight as well. And if they can't see. Those are the three spaces you should be going for, plus the ears. Now, you know, if you strike or do something to the ears, if you touch your ears and do like this, you can see how it's just cartilage. So you ever seen the short mom grab them, and twist and come?
Yeah.
They're gonna, whatever you do to somebody's ear, they're gonna follow. And if you yank hard enough, you might have the ear in your hand, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you have to understand what works. And a lot of times, like you said, some people, they do the flight or fight, and they try to fight. And it's like, sometimes you need to look. One of the things I like to do when I'm out is I like to know what's behind you.
Yeah.
If I'm out in an event setting or something like that, know what's behind you so that way, because you can use your environment as a weapon.
Yeah.
Somebody can come at you and you can take their head and ram it into the wall, and that's your weapon. As a woman, you want to use your environment. You want to use the table corners around you, the chairs, your keys. If you have a hot cup of coffee and they're coming up to you, you throw it in the face, that's going to give you a chance to run away. You know, so you have to really be aware around you to account for the strength that you give over to the average man. You know what I mean, in general, because the average man usually is stronger than females physically. So then you want to look at things like what's going to shut him down.
So you have to use more of your mind in that point.
You should always be using more of your mind. The person that uses their mind is going to always defeat the warrior, because the warrior's going to be coming at me like this, and I might throw some water on the floor and make him slip, move out the way. He might be better than me, but you're going to go down and I'm going to hit you in the back of your head. Now I'm the winner because I've used my brain. Right. So we teach the scholar and the warrior and to think about things. And the more you think about it, so when we teach techniques, I see a lot of students, they see the end result, so they're trying to do it fast.
Yeah.
Well, if you learn slow to forget. And that's one of the sayings. We have a lot of sayings in Kempo. One of the other ones, Kempo Karate, that's one of the arts that I teach. Yeah, to beat action, meet action. So if you see something coming at you, to beat it, you might have to meet it, as opposed to just standing there. So with reflex training that you get from martial art, it teaches you sometimes to kind of step into it. Somebody's coming at me, I might step into it, versus if I see a big guy, you know, you see people wilding up trying to do this.
Yes.
Or trying to do this, you know, towards the camera like this. So if they're doing that, I might step into them and stop that orbit in order to put myself in a safer position. So a lot of it is really awareness of what is around you. These stools we're sitting on as a weapon. Somebody came in right now, I promise you I'm gonna pick this stool up. It don't matter how much karate I know, I don't have no pride. I don't need to look good doing it. I'm just gonna beat you with whatever I have, and then I'm gonna go home.
Right. That's right. That's the goal.
That's it. You know what I mean? But some people get tied up. They want to look like the movies, and I never drop into a stance like, I mean, that lets you know I know karate.
Right.
And then even when you win, you really don't win out here in these streets, because even if I beat somebody up, or now they're coming back, they're not gonna fight me again.
Exactly.
They're ready to shoot, you know. So you got to really be aware, and a lot of times your awareness can prevent certain situations, or when situations happen, then you'll be able to put yourself in a better position sometimes. So the one thing I tell people, when you walk in the door, look for the exits, because that alerts your subconscious. If a fire or like an active shooter, you just automatically will go. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It's just adding in habits and routines into your daily ways of thinking, and then they allow you to be able to do stuff. You know what I mean? Some of my students, females, they'll say, what happens if I get knocked to the ground? Well, if you're knocked to the ground, let's say there's dirt on the ground, you can take that dirt and throw it up in your opponent's eyes. It's just so many different aspects. Your keys, even if it's a key fob, eyes, throat, or if they can't stand. So if you start minimizing that, even you can take that fight energy you have, to go back to your, and you can put it into, and we have a striking chart too that you can purchase on ikarateklub.com, and it tells the different points you can strike at. And by looking at those points, it allows you to kind of program yourself, just like you do with solfeggio frequencies or binaural beats. You start programming your subconscious to just be aware of these motions, and then it just kind of comes to you naturally. You don't think, I just do it. You know? I don't do karate, I am karate. It's two different things.
Yeah, I love it. That's it.
Can you tell us more about because I know you mentioned Kempo was one of your styles. Did I mention it? Did I pronounce it correctly, Kempo?
Yeah, American
Can you tell
Kempo.
us what that is and what the other styles might be?
Okay, so I have a 7th degree in American Kempo, and so that's like, have you seen the Born Supremacy movie?
Yes.
So a lot of the fast hand movements, they lead, so it's where a linear line ends, a circular line begins. So my motion never stops, it just continues, but it's just moving on the planes of a circular to a linear line, and then you just keep that motion going. So that way, until you're down, I'm just constantly moving in that
Looks like you're also blocking.
Yeah, I'm just making, that's what get you out of my space.
And create energy. That's what it looks like.
So now
Building
that's
energy.
what I really wanted to talk about, the energy. So martial arts is really, they practice with their feet off so that you can get the energy up and ground yourself. Okay.
With the shoes off.
Outside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so they were actually healing themselves. So if you go to the acupressure where you get your feet done and then pressing on your feet when you get your feet, and it corresponds to your organs, right? So think about karate. When I'm stepping and I'm doing this, and I'm with no shoes on, I'm actually healing myself and creating different points within my body, and it's healing. So it was really more for mind, body, spirit initially, and it was self-defense was a secondary aspect of it. So when you really start understanding that mental energy of it and what it does, they tell us to work out 30 minutes a day. Well, you don't get energy until you work out, right? Because then you're like, I'm tired. So then when you go work out, you get more energy. Well, why is that? The science is that when you're working out, you're shedding energies and or spirits or energies that are on you. And so once those things are lifted off you after 30 minutes, you get the cortisol gets released. And you get these different hormones that release that make you feel good after the workout.
So much sense.
So when they told us to do 30 minutes a day, all they were trying to do was tell us to get those old energies off us. Then you have more energy. It's weird. You're like, you worked out for an hour, but then you're like, I feel good. So that's what martial arts is. It's just it's a resource or a tool to use, and you're creating so much different energy. And now let's go to the avatar. You're making portals, and it's all linear and geometric. So if I'm feeling good and I'm focused doing my little karate, when I get done, I've usually, if I had an argument, I forgot what I was arguing about. I've walked into my new portal I've created in my new space. So on my worst days, when I don't know what to do, I just practice my karate and things come to me.
That's beautiful.
I use it as art. That's what it's really for. And then, of course, self-defense. If you're doing it on a regular basis and you're working your techniques, it'll become this muscle memory for you. So you don't have to think, and you keep it simple. You know what I mean? The movies has really got people
caught up in the movies.
Yeah, it's
it's real life, right?
Yeah, like I'm gonna really hurt you. No rules, no ref to stop it. Or I'm gonna, but minimal, because again, I don't win even when I win. So eyes, throat, legs. You can do side kicks to the front or front snap kick to the front. You can kick to the groin. I kind of stay away from the groin nowadays because there's so much stuff going on. I don't really know what people doing and stuff. So I know if I hit you in the eyes, the throat, and for the women, if you do this U shape right here, you make your hand to a U like this, and you take it right here. This is the one I say that you can do and strike to somebody, and this will cause them to gag. Like it's not going to kill them. Now this super fighter over here. I saw that in front of my eye. I jumped like I see super fighter. I didn't know if you had a flash. I didn't want you to flash on me, so you see I did respond, but I think you had me though. I think you still have me. I think you got me though. I really do. I think you got points. She got me. I said, whoa. I tried to play it off. I did try to play it off like that.
Don't play that.
No. So this here to your throat, the web of it is, I say because you won't kill the person, but what you'll do is you'll cause them to gag. You can go hard with this. You can go in and squeeze and go, but if you punch or strike, you can cause them to choke on their blood because you're going to crush this voice box. It's easy. The body is really easy to hurt. It's easier to hurt than it is to keep. So it's usually our emotions and the mind state that we get in, and it's easier said than done. But it's just put yourself in some type of practice where you're just like you do, I feel like martial arts and yoga should be done every day.
I agree. Yeah.
You don't get a choice. You just wake up, you do it, and then you find your day better. You're more stretched out. You're more aware. But unfortunately, it's just not as. But I think we're doing a good job getting the word out, and people are seeing that it's. I'm full time at this now. And I left my last job about 6-7 years ago. Or they laid me off with one of them things, and I just said I'm going into doing what I already was doing, what I love doing, and then it's just constantly, ways being created. So we do have a segment on Fox 2 News. It's called Martial Arts Mondays, and it's going pretty good. I'm every 2 weeks now, but it's really good. I love doing it for the community, and it's just like I'm like, wait a minute, now this is the same. Because I told Fox, I was like, look, I never watched y'all before this because y'all made us look kind of bad. Right. I'm real, so I'm just like, man, they might not have me back after this.
Yeah.
And they had me back, you know. And so they really are trying to make a difference in the community.
Beautiful.
With Chelsea and Stephanie Knight, the producer, so they're doing a great job because they're having me on there and the other people, and they're really trying to make a difference. So I can see a difference and a change happening because they wouldn't have me up there doing it. You know,
Right.
because it's fun and I get to reach a lot of people, and I'm starting to realize the effects that is happening. So, we maybe gonna have you as a guest on there. So.
I definitely, I totally believe that, having meditation and yoga combined, martial arts is so imperative and so important. And for me, since I've worked so much on my spiritual growth, in overcoming and teaching my clients and how to remove blockages and deal with some of the past trauma. But I also want to make sure that we are aware of how to make sure that we're secure, to protect ourselves physically, just in case, and not have that other fear. Sometimes I think because we're so busy, for me, let's just stay calm, because we've been through rage. We've been through, other aspects that have been very difficult, to tame. Some of us have different ways of handling that, but specifically, I've noticed that it's important to not just try to keep some of that inside down. It's like, okay, I don't always have to be so zen. I welcome that. I welcome that peace, but I also want to make sure, that I'm being realistic, that I'm able to get to that place where if I am angry, if I'm upset, or if I'm threatened in any physical manner, that I can defend that, not just, not making a joke or making light out of it, but just not just having the full energy of the source or the universe, or praying or meditating and trying to, pass along that energy. Because I can pass it, but if someone is not receptive, and able to receive that because they're in a different state, then that puts me in danger. Yeah.
And so you got elbows too. Don't forget, ladies, about your elbows. Those are sharp. Okay.
Yeah, I got
these are knives. Just think of your elbows as knives. So you've got various ways that you can. You see, my thing is, people get stuck up in styles, and it's about what works. I think every motion that we can do is, as far as self-defense or martial arts, is important. So I don't get caught up in the styles. That might get me. I might lose if somebody else is doing something I'm not doing. So I just believe in motion. And we have a program. It's called the Masters of Motion. And it just deals with just understanding the different emotion that you can move in. And once you start learning it, then you don't know what style I'm connect. Well, first thing I do when somebody comes up, and I'll tell people this, viewers, I fight with my spirit out in front of me. So if a person comes in, I'm connected with them. So when they're moving, I'm not even thinking, I'm just moving. I'm connected. Does that make sense?
If not, that's what I'm thinking.
So it's like, I feel people's energy first. I'm more into that than I mean anything else, because that's what's really made me effective in the martial arts. So when someone comes around, if they're yelling, if they're doing something, I just kind of settle here, and then I just connect to their energy, mind, because your aura comes out your body about 7 feet from your heart. It's going forwards and backwards all around you. And then once I'm connected in, I don't have to think anymore. I'm just moving, because we're just like, we're synced up. You know what I mean? If that kind of makes sense. So that's why, like I said, knowing the points that you need to go to, they can't see, they can't fight, they can't breathe, they can't fight, they can't stand, the ears, elbows that you can use, your knees, you know what I mean? And just really taking yourself through the motion. And so we have something called cardio defense. It's kind of like kickboxing, but it basically just takes you through a lot of these basic strikes and things that I'm saying, kind of like tapo, but a little more, it gives you a little more description of what you're actually doing. And these are real self-defense moves. I just have you doing them over and over. So if somebody kicks at you, I have you doing this. And every block is a strike. So when someone punches at you, you all can do this upward right here. As a female, as you do this is a very good here, and you bring it through center line right here, because a lot of males, especially the cowards that hit on females, they'll try to come and just come right on top of you, over the, use their size. So as they come, you can do this, and if the person is taller than you, this will hit them right up on the chin. They'll bite their tongue, and it's just a simple. And as you stepping back, this is a block, but it's also a strike. You see what I'm saying? So Once you learn how the body works and you start kind of paying attention that every block is strike, every strike is a block, and here's another block that you can do. It's called an inward block. This is real basic style, hard style karate, just like this. Yeah. But now you wouldn't actually necessarily need to do this so much. It's more like if you're standing and you're here, it's more like this motion here. Just twist, and this is your
twisting.
yeah. So I got my hands at my deep, and I'm just going like that. No, you already got this forward here. You already got this. You just twisting your waist. Boom, just like that. Yeah. So if I'm here, it's just there it is. Do it again. There it is. And now you're still defending.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you come out of, when you start doing this, you're leaving yourself open. And if he's a man or a boxer, he's coming with two hands.
Right.
So you're doing this. Whereas if when you do this, you're still in your, what I call like your little cage.
Okay.
Stay in your, so when you start going too far out from your body, you don't have as much core strength. You know that from yoga. So you may be trying to do a stretch and you may be like this doing a stretch or something like this, but if you're trying to generate power and someone's coming up on you and you can't get in agreement to get them to do what you need them to do, if you're striking someone, you want all of your weight and mass compacted into one area and shooting out. And you want to think, I'm shooting my chi out. So Mike Tyson said the most dangerous thing that you can do is put your intent behind a strike. What do y'all think about that? So that's like, so when I'm punching somebody, I'm thinking break ribs. I'm seeing it. Visualizing all my energy shooting out these two knuckles. These you're supposed to hit people with these two knuckles, ladies. Here, okay? Because if you hit them with these, you can have a boxer's fracture. Okay, so when you, and that's why you see martial artists, they always, and then you get what we call the torque or your power from that last little twist right here. Our energy starts in a circle, 360. So if you're trying to get a little extra, it doesn't have to be so exaggerated. So boxers do this. Just that's enough. But that that's that power right there, that turn. Right there, and you don't turn to right there, and you breathe out. And now think, break jaw, and do that. That intent is coming out of those fingers, I promise you. And if you hit somebody and think break jaw, see what they look like afterwards. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. You know how you these things are happening already, kind of like chi. So it's like this product I got is called chi powder. It's a herbal supplement that we got. And so chi, the reason we called it chi, it's a herbal blend. But the reason we call it chi is because you touch the doorknob and you see the static electricity. It's already happening all the time, but you're just not paying attention to it. So program yourself. You use meditation, solfeggio frequencies to program your own energy. You use yoga, martial arts as a way to program. You program yourself to be able to put out what it needs to put out. And through your chi, you can send that out. And that's how people break scores, you know, on that. So
tell us more about this chi powder, the supplement.
So it's a chi herbal blend, and it's got moringa, spirulina, iwushu, chia seed, chlorella. It's a few other ones, maca, and it's a blend. And basically, what I've been taking it for 10 years now.
Oh wow!
And I've got people that are, you know, I was supposed to put it a long time ago, but I never, you know, it's just how life goes. So I was heavier into the martial arts, so that's why I had to kind of take it on one knee. So I got a team. I got a team now. I got a team now. So we actually used to call it Amine Organics, and it was herbal powder. And then I said, let's call it Chi. And Chi is, you know, it kind of helps alkalize your body, balance your body out, and put your Chi back. Because if you get your Chi together, then it'll help you deal with whatever's coming at you for the day, you know. So that's why I always get back to that, because people's energy is really off these days. So I like to have mine as on as possible, and then when I get there, you know, we can meet in the middle.
Right, where can we buy the powder? Is it?
It's on the website, ikarateklub.com. If you go to shop, you can go out there and check out the herbal powder, and it is awesome. Like I said, it balances, alkalines your body, puts your blood sugar levels kind of check with the chia seeds. It's got moringa in it, so it's just got a lot of different herbal supplements that really help anti-age, take care of your skin, and give you that energy. And really, you know, unless you're like eating vegan food, to be honest, the rest of this food, y'all not eating food. Y'all eating, I don't know.
I know, right? Exactly. Thank you.
I don't know what y'all eating, and then if it's coming out of a package,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's got
Right.
preservatives in it, so
There's
you see
a lot of
1,000 calories on the package.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is burn. What about the preservatives that's in it?
Right.
And that's the cellulite that comes
Yeah.
from the preservatives. So anyway, a whole long story just about I just try to eat as clean as possible, mind, body, spirit, keep your temple clean, and then you know, it helps me continue to be karate Ali.
Right, you're in the right spot. So you're definitely in the right place for that.
Yes.
Which is I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm so glad for having me.
Yeah.
And also, you mentioned all these programs. Like, I want to take each class.
Yeah.
So is all of the information on your website, like classes, prices, monthly memberships, you know?
It is prices. Everything is on the website,
Okay.
so you can go to iKarate Club, check it out. And I teach a lot at the Richmond Heights Community Center, and so we actually have classes on Tuesdays for 6 p.m. for the kids, and then we have
Right, you got a class today. Right?
yeah, and then 7 p.m. For adults, and then we also there on Wednesdays, Thursdays we're there same time as Tuesday, 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. We're there on Mondays at 7 p.m. and then we do workshops, and that's one of the workshops we're gonna have you at coming up hopefully in January.
Yes.
It'll be the first Friday in January.
Okay.
And it's at 6:45.
Okay.
And we've got some sponsors, State Farm, and a few other people involved. So we just want to. It'll be a free, and so we have merchandise there. It's a health and wellness type fair. We're talking about martial arts. We got a 360 booth camera for the people. Yeah. So we love to get everyone involved. Love and light, everyone.
And what is that date?
That date, I believe, it's the first Friday in January. So I
Okay.
think it's the 6th or the 9th.
Okay.
I have to go see, look at
Mark
the
your
calendar.
calendars for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that because that's the first free one of the year, and everybody has these New Year's resolutions.
Oh, yes.
So, you know,
Yes.
I mean, I'm always like, why you gotta wait till New Year's? But okay, fine, I'll mark it to you too.
Okay.
January, first
That's what
Friday,
you
come
wanna
on
do.
out for your New Year's resolutions. Come on
Right,
down,
come on.
and let's
Help
talk
you
about
do
how
it
this
right.
year is gonna be different than next year, and let's go ahead and be aware of what's going on around us. And taking self-defense not only is good for you, but it's good for the community that you're in because it just raises your consciousness. So, you know, if you do it once a week, notice I said do it, then you're doing karate. If you want to beat it, you don't have to do it every day. I mean, like all for like a long length. But if you just do 30 seconds a day or 60 seconds a day, that's keeping it in your, you know, the movement, getting the blood flowing, and just that motion, it'll naturally come to you. You know, kind of like the yoga, but you should do it daily.
Daily, right.
You know, so that's really where people miss out. And if you do the elbows and the knees and the eye gouges and the throat, if you do all that daily, it'll become secondhand nature. It won't look so overwhelming. And then when it has to happen, you won't think about it. So you being a fighter, you're gonna use it real fast.
Right.
I know. I just dodged you a minute ago when I showed you, so I already know what time
She ready.
She
Always.
was definitely ready. So.
Always. She want to be on that side.
I see it. I see
Take her
it. That was.
everywhere.
I
We
said,
know.
do this. She did that and a jab,
Right.
back to back.
I'm excited.
Yes, thank you. I mean, this really lets us know, you know, different aspects of what we're missing. And so,
And it's a big
You know, it's
confidence booster for women too.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like would-be attackers, I mean, not all of them, but some of them, if you're looking scared and meek,
Mhm.
you know, so if you're walking around like, I mean, not asking for it, but you know, not that you can't ask for it, but you know,
Mhm.
I just feel like, you know, that confidence, and they're probably like, yeah, we don't want to mess with her, you know.
Yeah.
So you're prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think to be prepared, to have that security.
Because they're prepared. The criminals are prepared. They
Right.
are. They're organized now.
Right.
They sit in the
Oh,
parking lot. They got 200 person in the van. You go into your
yes.
car. Ladies, be careful. Men, be careful. They're putting stuff under the door handle now, and it looks like tissue. And when you touch it, after so long, you pass out. And they grab you. So there's different. They tying your wiper blades together with the plastic tie grips, and then you looking in it. Once all they need is your attention off, and they can come like. One of the moves we use is the Achilles tendon. Everybody's familiar with the back of here. So you know, like if somebody knocks you down to get the best of you, you can take your keys, go to the Achilles tendon, and they won't be able to move. But what they're doing is, as people are walking to their car, y'all be careful.
Just scare her face.
She's like ready to do this. Not on me.
Right.
She's like, for real, let me see.
No, that expression says it all.
I'm telling you, I'm already figuring. That's why you see I kind of got my chair low key turned chair so I could just be ready. She come out this one, go like that. So, but no, what they're doing though, in Minnesota they had cases where they were laying under the cars.
Oh my
And
goodness.
cutting people's Achilles tendon. So when you come up, you can't move, and then they snatch you and throw you.
Oh, wow.
So that's why, you know, the awareness towards knowing the body works for better and for worse. You know what I mean? But doing how it works and making yourself aware, you know, like I said, looking for the exits when you walk in, getting off your cell phone. I'm talking about off the Bluetooth. When you pull on the parking lot, get off the phone and start looking around because they're already looking at you. And if you get out and then you take that Bluetooth conversation off the phone to here, and that's all they need.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we think we're dodging, think that we're counteracting by not paying attention.
No,
like
you need to be looking.
I'm not focused on you. So
like they gonna not come.
Right, exactly.
I don't see you. You gotta look here like you're not standing there like this.
Exactly. like the hand is up, but then it makes it.
No, they and then when you're not looking at them, that invites them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the one thing you want to do when somebody's coming up on you, I always tell people, if you're trying to read somebody's body language, look here. Okay, because you try to follow somebody's eyes or something that can psych you out. So if you look here, there's nothing I can't move this, psych you out. So this is just when I'm fighting and defending myself. That's the place I'm looking. I'm not even trying to look into your eyes. I don't even need to look. I'm just looking here. You move forward a step. It's like a little kid in grade school. What I do with people is I step back like this and I draw a little line. Don't cross it. You cross that line, then
it's on.
I've warned you, and I did it on camera, and I'm gonna beat you because you started it, and I asked you to stop. So you just have to you have to mean what you say, and then when you say it, you have to be able to back it up. And being a female, those points of the eyes, the throat. Think about punching to the ear. If you hit somebody in the ear, in the boxing and all, a little bit, about Deontay Wilder, boxer. Well, he got hit in the ear, and his eardrum got busted. It's easy to bust the eardrum. You can do a palm heel, press the ear, and do it this way, or you can just punch somebody. And you've heard of vertigo before?
Yes.
You get sick, and then the mucus causes you to lose balance.
Yes.
Same thing happens when you hit somebody in the ear, they lose their balance. So if you're trying to get away and really survive, and you start knowing some of these points, and it becomes instinctive for you, it'll come out. You know what I mean? And when you get a chance to go to the eyes with the thumbs, or rake or claw to the eyes, or whatever you need to do, you'll know the points and the areas you need to be in. So I hope that helps a little bit.
Oh, it helps out a lot.
Please don't go cutting anybody's Achilles tendon unless you need to.
Right.
Let's do the professional way. We're only professionals practicing.
So and martial arts Mondays on Channel 2
on Fox 2. Yes.
So what time does it air?
Realistically, it comes on at 12:50. It starts at noon, but I'm usually at the end of the show.
Okay, gotcha.
So I usually don't come on about 12:45, 12:50. And we just have different topics we talk about. We take students on there from the program, accent them, and it's really kind of fun. So
I'm excited.
I'm going to be taking a class or two or three or four.
Well, come on, you're more than welcome.
Yeah,
and then
we're there.
Yeah, sure.
Are we going to get a demonstration or any?
Absolutely, we can do that. Yeah, I'm all with that. Okay. So what do you have a question about so far? I mean, I can go on anything you want to go on about.
We want your expertise. We'll leave it to you.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll say, so we did the upward block. So if someone comes forward, you can do your upward block here. Okay. Another thing you can do as a female. Now, see, if I do something, it's probably going to have more strength than you. But if y'all do it, it'll hurt somebody, but it won't have as much effect as me doing.
Is there anything that we can do as women to just add a little? I know I heard that last is a little bit.
Yeah, the little torque,
the
spinning of it. Unifying your body. Like, so when you have your hands up like this, knowing how to, when you throw a jab, you step forward. So a jab really comes off the back foot. It's like this. You're pushing off that back foot. You see how you did that? That's your jabs. You kind of go slice it. Yeah, so unifying your body is one, is what you have to do as a female because you're trying to maximize your power. Yeah. So you have to learn how to, when you're turning, it's all in your footwork, certain concepts, marriage of gravity. So when you drop your weight like this, see how I'm dropping my weight, bending my knee like that. Now take this hand and go like this. Yeah. So now if I'm coming up towards you and you do that, that goes to the groin. See what I'm saying? Most people are expecting you to go fight to the head.
Right.
So knowing the psychology of people helps a lot too. So somebody's coming up on me or something, and they're coming up on you, keep this hand up, but you can go here and strike them in the groin and change the whole dynamics of the situation. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So as a female, a chop is, I don't like to really teach females chops because it's like, I don't know, these guys are strong, they might be on drugs or something, you deal on a lot of different aspects. So you hit me here, this is the mastoid on both sides, okay? And it goes to this is the vagus nerve, and it goes down to the heart. So when you interrupt it, it disconnects the brain from the body, the blood flow, and it can cause a temporary knockout, okay? So you see that with boxers sometimes because you see them hit, and what they're hitting the side of the master, or they're hitting the chin and pushing. Everybody feel right here, right? For that little slot right behind there. So when the jaw touches that, and you hit the button, that's what causes the knockout. Okay, so it causes a knockout. Also, the brain, if it's rattled inside the cranium, it causes a person to be temporarily knocked out or a concussion. So knowing how those things work as females, here's your palm heel right here. You can hit this against anything on the floor, whatever. This is not going to hurt using this palm heel. So using this maybe to the chin, to the side of the temple, you know what I mean, the face, using things that allow you to maximize your power. You being a female trying to punch me with a fist, it might work, but depending on where you hit me at, it might hurt your hand. I mean, it hurts a man's hand. If I hit a man in his head, it would hurt. So you want to be able to defend yourself and still be able to carry the groceries when you go home. You know what I mean? So learning the palm heel, your knee works real good. Just knowing the basics of your knee. You got your move tight knee where you can throw it forward, but just knowing how to use your knee. This upward block that we were using here, this upward block. And so it comes from here though, remember. So you got your hands up like this and they're coming in. You just kind of, just a small motion like this. Notice I still have this other hand checking. You can also come back down with that. So if you come up with this, boom, you can hit me here, then you can come right back down and then go right there. Okay. So you see how you did that? Oh, that was fast. Yeah, so that's those linear lines going circular. Okay, so once you learn that motion and you're learning, you can go here, come down, elbow, go back forward. You want to reinforce a lot of things. And you ladies, your legs are usually stronger than men. It's just natural. You have more balance. So you want to learn how to drop your weight instead. You don't want to get to where you're leaping. Let a person come to you. You know, a lot of times you get excited and then you're trying to run. Why would you run at something that's, you know what I mean, bigger than you? Let him come to you. Let him make his commitment. And then one of the styles that I learned, I teach is Aikido. So when they come at you, you just kind of let them pass. And if I'm coming at you, right? And so you can do what we call a side step. So all you got to do is just step this way or step this way. This is a side step, okay? So if I'm coming at you and you side step, I'm going to run into the wall, hit some of this. So just knowing your environment and knowing your footwork is how you're going to get away being a female. A lot of people won't tell you that. So now if someone gets on top of you or they mount on top of you, you need to go straight to the eyes. Don't be, and you got to think about this. Your life is more important than your attackers. So if you don't want to hit them, if you don't want to feel the squeak, just think like you need to get out. It's either him or you. Right. You know, and my daughter, my 6-year-old, like I showed her how to go to the eyes, and I asked her to do something, and she didn't do it. And I realized she used one of these moves on me. I'm like, whoa! And I was like, I picked her up, like, what did you do? She's like, I just didn't want to do it. And I'm like, oh. And I put her up against the wall, like, you don't do that. And I slid her down the wall. I let her go slowly. But I was like, so what I'm saying is this: if a 6-year-old that's 35, 40 pounds, it worked. And had she, did it and ran off, I would, so that's all you're trying to do. Don't try to get into a fight with a man. Yeah. Defend yourself. Take the frying pan, take the pencil, take the pen, take your keys, use what you can, pick the chair up, use the table, use everything around you to get away. And if you keep that mindset, it'll give you more options. Because a lot of times when you get things happen, it just happens so fast. And I can't speak for everyone because every situation is different. But just knowing that you have options, if someone does knock you to the floor and you realize, oh, I got to get them off their feet, you grab one of these chairs and swing it through his legs. A lot of women, I'll tell them, if you have a broom or something and someone's running, if you swing that broom low and let it even hit the ground, they got to either hit their shin or step over it, but they can't just walk up on you and attack you. Yeah. So you can take the broom and actually hit the ground. And then they're going to have to, as they're coming, even if they're big, no matter what, they're going to trip, fall, or you hit somebody on their toes or their feet, you already know. So it's just, if a man's getting the best of you, he knocks you down, take your pen, your key, stab it into the top of his foot. See what I'm saying? Like, all the nerves are there. So just having those points, and that's why that striking chart is really important, because it starts to program you. And we'll give you a striking chart. Yeah. So that you all can do that if you want to have. So you can just kind of put it up. And now at this point, as your customers are walking by, they're reading it, they're looking at it, and they're like, oh, okay, look for the exit. You're helping program just in case, and just giving that environment of, what if someone does get out of control and they don't want to merge with your energy?
Love that. We're definitely going to have you for our program. So we'll move stuff around.
Okay, that'd be
And,
awesome. And then I
I'll
got
be here with
a few female students too that can come in
Oh,
and
yeah.
work with you too,
Yeah.
and show you some stuff. Because me doing it, you know, you're used to me doing it, and I can show you how to do it. But when I can bring some other students in, you can see them do it and do it to me and stuff. It doesn't matter about the size.
Mhm.
And I tell people, belts hold up your pants. I mean, I worked hard for my belts, and so they're my belts. But you can stop me with that eye poke,
Right.
and I can have it don't matter what degree I got. If you poke me in the eye, I'm going down.
Wow.
You know, so as long as you stay balanced and humble and understand that it's just really easy to hurt somebody on all levels, physically, mentally, spiritually, then it's easy to tap into it if you need to.
Definitely.
But you just want to make it a daily practice because it really does, I think, me more benefit to do martial arts than it does even for my self-defense awareness. You know what I mean? Because I'll be making portals and magic happen.
Right. See? Right.
Okay, so I have two follow-up. Okay, so it's been sitting in my head for the longest. So when you did the scholar and the warrior, I do recall from the Karate Kid who did that. So does it have any other meaning, or is that what it meant? Is that what it stands for?
That's
Karate?
basically what it means. A scholar,
Okay.
and when you see people doing this, it means scholar and the warrior, and they're showing respect when they bowing. And that's basically what it's saying. Think first.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But have the courage to stand up. So one of the things we got our salutation arcadas, it's the warrior, and this is something we do before arcadas. It's the warrior and the scholar come together to defend the country, standing back to back. I have no weapons, and pray to the heavens if I should ever have to use my kempo. I greet you. This is a heart and brotherly love. And so that's how we start each kata. So that's how we call the scholars.
Balance.
Yeah, and so that's how you go into your kata. So from that, just what that's doing and the programming it's doing, like that's taming my lion in me. When people be like, "Oh, if you want to try me," I'm like,
Right.
"We don't have a problem." As long as they don't cross that line.
Right.
So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that, pretty much wraps up our Tuesday Table Talks. But we, of course, remember to follow this wonderful person.
Oh, are you on Instagram or anything?
I am on Instagram, so I Karate Club on Instagram, Ali Moseia, or Karate Ali for my personal account, and then I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And then we have a website, ikaraticlub.com. You can go there and get the striking chart. We have different merchandise and stuff on there, and then we also work with JW Global Foundation. That's our nonprofit, and that's who's doing the making sure comes on the night.
And you're open for booking, so.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely open
Okay.
for booking. We do private, I do corporate training. I'd rather do workshops, y'all, because my schedule's getting busy. So they be like, "Are you open on a Wednesday?" I don't want to be open on a Wednesday. Let me tell you, let me put this to the universe, okay?
Right, that's
This is
right.
what I want. We want workshops, and we can schedule it, and we can mass train
That's right.
multiple amounts of people at one time. Because when somebody's coming to you one-on-one, and they say, "Oh, I'll pay you
Yeah,
this," it's like fine, but when I get 20 people with $20, now we talking about $400, and I'm talking for 45 minutes
Right,
and
that's
enjoy my
right.
life. Because I don't want to just be trapped to this,
That's right.
So
Like that.
workshops is the key for next year, so book me.
Oh, yeah. It's there. It's already happening.
Yeah, so we do safety and awareness workshops with corporations. We work with the Science Center, a few other different partnerships. But so we work with schools, training the staff, and we also work with the students. And then we do the secrets of meditation. And that's one of the, and I talk about how to manifest, because karate is just manifestation. Think about a kata. When you do a kata, and you see people, have you ever seen somebody do a kata and they're like,
No.
so you're already showing confidence, and when they move, they already know that what they're doing is working. So it's really just teaching you how to manifest in your life. That's what martial arts is.
I know it's a missing link for me. I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is what I'm missing. Yeah. Definitely, this is what I'm missing.
And my brother Kelly, he's really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's my brother. He's known me since I was a kid coming in Golden Grocery. And he's like, "What you doing trying to take anti-aging stuff?" I said, "I want to stay young." I was like 16. So,
Wow.
so
Wow. 16, really?
Yeah, I've been going, for a long time. So
Wow.
that's what I said. So I've been kind of like, I feel like this is why I was born to do this. I had to go through life and experience, and I noticed I had some extra powers, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to be using these to be of productivity to the community versus taken away.
That's right.
So when I was in my 20s,
I know. If I had that wilding out 20s.
but I was doing stuff. I'm like, ooh, because some yoga lady came to class and she started showing us how to use these balls in tent. And I started making them. She was like, you can put in tent. So I said, put on my car. I said, don't get a ticket on the way home. I did 100, and I did not get a ticket. And I was like, oh,
I got it.
ooh. And I go out somewhere. I go to an event, and I'll be like, oh, her over there.
Oh, yes. And you got it, right?
But the thing is, like I said,
No,
there's a way to use that energy and maximize it for yourself. And really, it's just, if the more you improve yourself, you actually are making the world a better place. You know, because you don't got to be upset and looking on me.
Right.
And now you come around, you happy, we all happy, then I'm happier, we all happy.
I know that. I know you're shiny, happy people.
Yeah.
All day. That's right.
So thank y'all for having me.
Oh, thank
Our
you.
pleasure. Yes.
Yes.
So, of course, open mic night this Friday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. here in the wonderful space of Love and Lights Wellness. So we will be here. Yeah, ready. Next year, too, starting up, we have Tigra.
Oh yes. So we'll have self-care Sundays and like karaoke Saturdays. The self-care Sunday is going to be, I think that's the 22nd of January. It's a Sunday. I'll post everything on Instagram. So watch out for that. And then karaoke is going to be themed. I think we're going to start off with 80s night. Let me know what you want for your first throwback, 90s or 80s, and I'll base it on what the people want.
I like the 80s.
There, I think it's going to be the 80s is my
And then
favorite.
when we do the
Like
70s.
Yes, we're going to do it.
All that, man. Ooh, I want
like-
to come in my
yeah.
Adidas outfit, right?
All that music sounds
Cain
It's
good.
going to be so fun.
Yeah,
It's going to be so
fun.
fun.
Yeah, okay.
And then also, there's a giveaway.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so we have a giveaway. I don't even have
End
the
of
flyer.
the year giveaway, end of the
Yes.
season to celebrate the new year. So please visit the Love and Light Cuisine Instagram website or any one of ours on Instagram. Tiggy'd Pink Productions or the Loose Woman Sanctuary, and you can be a part of it. And what we're giving is we have a host of local businesses, and I believe do we have any out of town businesses?
I think we're all
No.
local.
Okay, a host of local businesses who are giving free stuff, y'all. So
Free.
wonderful stuff, natural products. You know how we do it here. We do it large and big. One of those products too, which on January 14th, guys, this is a big deal for me. Yay, me. I have kind of my first art exhibit, and so it's the NFT art exhibit that's going to be on January 14th. At the Marcel through the Cransford, and I'm super excited. And if you guys don't know about the project, it's the Gen Goddesses Project, which is for women entrepreneurs. It brings the attention of the 90% wealth gap that specifically affects African American women, and it's going to help us get the funding that we need for our businesses and produce entrepreneurs and all this wonderful stuff we need. Yes, so yeah, I'm super freaking excited about that, so yeah, I'm so
That's so
awesome.
awesome.
You show me how to do it.
Oh, I got you. You need a martial arts one that you just right. Yeah, there you go, right? Right.
That's right. I want to see the crew.
Yes, right. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
there you
all
go.
I said. Got it. You and a gift. Man,
Right.
got it. So thank you guys for in this episode, and we will see you all next Tuesday. Yay. Yeah, and let's before we conclude that this brother came, I called last minute. So because of the season, we've had a lot of sicknesses and illness. So our previous guest who was supposed to be here is sick right now. So, but this brother here, just to show you how he is.
I appreciate it.
Right,
The opportunity.
Just his integrity, just the type of being that this person is. He showed up, no problem, and fit
it's
us
always
in.
good.
I
It's
know.
always good.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
So yeah, love, always.
Thank you
Love,
so
always.
much.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Let's try to end this like always. My phone. Cut off. Like, I ain't recording.
No. That's enough recording for you.
Right.
Yeah, we probably didn't record.
That was one of my